Welcome back, Trinity people. We're getting you ready to meditate with us on Wednesday nights. This week, we're hoping that you have already become part of our meditation posse, that you have subscribed to this channel, that you like every single video we put out, that you get that heavy rotation going so that you always know what our energy is and you are always participating to help us change the consciousness. But if you haven't, this could be the first time. All you have to do is click that subscribe button. We're meditating this week on the energy of synthesis. Synthesis is pretty easy. It's like making chili or something. You take two separate ingredients and you blend them together to make something new. That's all synthesis is. The most applicable way that I know that you can get that feeling of blending two things together inside of you is to work with your male and your female. Each of us have a doer and a receiver inside of us, a beer and an anchorer. We have male and female parts inside of us regardless of what gender we consider ourselves. Your divine male and divine female are always working inside of you, but they may not be working together perfectly. And if they're not, you will start to notice that you have trouble with left and right. You'll reach for something and somebody will say, give me that thing by your right hand. And you'll go like this and they'll say, the other right. And you go, oh, okay. Well, that's a really good sign that your male and female are not working together well. And there is a solution for that. This is a little trick that I picked up from a kinesiologist in a Qigong class. And what you do is you take your hand and you make a C. Your lip and your eyebrow are a good measure of exactly how big that C should be. And then you find your collarbone, and you go one finger outside of it, and 1, 2, 3 fingers down. And there's two little depressions that you can find. It's like a little pothole under your fingers. You'll feel around and you'll find that. They are, once again, about that far apart. They are about that far underneath the end of your collarbone here. It's a little one finger outside of the collarbone and 1, 2, 3 down. And you make that C shape. You'll feel a little depression under both your thumb and your finger. And you'll make little clockwise circles. Little clockwise circles there. At some point, you should feel it kind of shift. And it's kind of like something falls back into place. It's not a big sensation, there's not a clunk, but you kind of feel like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm back. That's what you're looking for. If you never feel that, and some people are not good at feeling energies, just do it for about 12 seconds. Little clockwise circles for about 12 seconds. And that should reset the balance, the synthesis between your male and female. It's really fun to play around with this. 2 or 3 times a day, stop, just do that little thing. If you don't notice any difference, well, probably you weren't out of balance, and that's a good thing. But if you start to notice, okay, now I feel different, then you can backtrack and go, well, what did it feel like when I was not together? And you'll begin to get a sensation of what it feels like when you're separated and when you're blending your male and female, when they are working together hand in hand. Just doing this on a regular basis will A, ensure that you have a nice mix of those two, and B, teach you the sensation of when you're not doing it so that you can be a little more proactive. But what does this C have to do with self-defense? Well, this part probably not much, unless of course you're at some point told, don't move your right hand, there's a deadly poisonous spider, and you go, oh, shoot, you meant the other right. Okay, then maybe, it would save your life. But basically, this is just a nice thing to reset you energetically. But this C shape from the crease of your lips to your forehead is exactly the size that you need to make this tiger claw strike, which is the thing that I'm going to recommend when all else fails, when you are at the moment of life or death, when there's some big horrible criminal or attacker right in front of you and you are forced to fight and your life is on the line, don't bother with punches. Don't bother with trying to arm bar and wrist lock and poke eyes and knee to the groin and all those cool things they've told you in self-defense. When your life is on the line, go for the throat. That is the bottom line. I must survive. Hit somebody in the throat. Don't try and hit them with your fist because all they got to do is drop their chin a bit and it throws that strike right out the window. But this strike perfectly contours that throat. Aim a little above the Adam's apple and just jam that in there as hard as you can. It'll make the person have trouble breathing, and that is your way to get out of there. If worse comes to worse, jam it in there and then close your hand. Pull on that windpipe. This is a life or death measure. Don't be playing around with this too much. But if it ever comes to that, forget about any other self-defense technique. Go for the throat. Use this C. Once again, lips to eyebrows is exactly how big it should be. If you think this stuff's pretty cool, you should stay tuned for more Trinity.